Okay, hello, morning everyone. My name is Manuel Ángel Martínez, Chief Innovation Officer at Suaval company, Suaval Group. As most of the companies here are present, I want to thank IDEPA and CEI for being here. For us, it's a real pleasure being here with all these companies. We will work with some of them. We're going to separate our presentation into different areas as usual. No? The first one is to present our company that gives us important information about the challenge. No? That is going to be the second part of our presentation. In this case, we are talking about Suaval Group, who we are. We are going to give some brief historical reference. Suaval Suaval was in 1978 and began working with Asturiana de Zinc, in this case that belonged to Glencore Corporation, and we continue working there after 40 years. No? So I think that we are doing things so well, no? More or less. As you could see, it's a family-born company. Our main activity is in industrial insulation, no? in different areas. We are talking about cold, heat, and also acoustic, and so on. We will see in the following minutes. The second reference is about the international process. No? In 2020, due to the crisis in Spain, as you have known and suffer, we have to move, and we continue working here in Spain, of course, but we decide go out with some big companies of Spain. In this case, we will talk about that companies, and that give Suaval the possibility to work with them abroad. No? So we take that position and try to follow them all around the world. The third milestone in this case is the incorporation to Suaval Group of Banner Technical Insulation. That is a company that previously belonged to Saint-Gobain. Saint-Gobain is a French multinational that you better know as here in Avilés. They manufacture for the automobile industry, the glasses and tempered glass and so on. So it was an important milestone for us, because that create a huge company, a huge group that increase our areas. No, we increase with a acoustic area, with a nuclear area, and so on. No? And last year we become the first company, insulation company here in Spain, and we are world leaders in solar plant. No? And we're trying to continue with this leadership. That is not easy. As you will see, we become as a reference, working in more than 25 countries during the last 6 years, and with the revenues about more than 60 million euros. I'm going to show you a video in the beginning, and we will talk about that. case, you could see some of these areas we are working, and then I try to explain our process. That it could be really interesting in this case to know about the challenge again. Okay, what we do? We give an integrated package of industrial insulation service, as you could see, and work in different lines of action. We are leaders of thermosolar plants. We are talking about insulation, and we have some patents talking about this area that belongs us continue being leaders in this area. Cryogenics and LNG, we are talking about liquid and gas. And we have more than 2.5 million man-hours dedicated to prefabrication and installation of these systems, and helping our customers and our clients also to develop new systems, new ways to improve that insulation. Nuclear plants, we are working here in Spain in 100% of Spanish nuclear power plants that we are now in fashion, talking about the new situation of the power here in Spain. And we have there different products, and also work with encapsulated insulation. It's a really interesting area. And the acoustic ones that we are accredited by the administration to conduct officially validated by the acoustic studies. We are talking about the RERA, or RERA. That belongs us to develop studies when you need to pass some administration process or some of these kind of things. We work not only in new projects, we are working also in maintenance projects and new construction areas and facilities. And we continue trying to improve our process to give solutions to our clients. We have other lines of action, that could be industrial scaffolding. And I think that we are talking about more than 5,000 scaffolding structures, and I think we are around 10,000 structures. And this was part of that grow as part of our business in insulation. As you know, when you have to insulate some pipe, you need put your people there, and you need this structure, this scaffolding. Passive fire protection, that is important for the industry. You have to protect your structure to avoid the collapse, and you have to give them 90 minutes, 60 minutes, 120 minutes to avoid that happens, and try to solve that situation or the fire to be solved. Polyurethane foam is another area that is growing steadily, and that have changed how to insulate things. And this part is asbestos abatement. We had to remove this material that could be dangerous for the health. Our company is prepared and have the people prepared, and we have a lot of experience in this area. These are the main lines of action of Suaval in this case. Where we work, we work worldwide. We have four in this case. Yes, I don't know if 4 or 5 in this case. Workshop, stable workshop, where we prefabricate our materials that are in Spain, here in Asturias, in Polígono de Tabaza. We are working too in Barcelona, and then we have a workshop in South Africa, India, and Chile. Okay, trying to cover Asia, South America, and Africa. Of course, we are working in different countries, as I previously said, more than 25. And I want you to remember some of these places, because it would be interesting for the challenge I'm going to try to introduce. So remember where you want to work, and we talk about it. And we have here, I don't know if it's clearly show the different branches that we have all around the world. We are talking about the República Suaval Dominicana, Suaval Bolivia, Morocco, South Africa, USA, Chile, India. We have also in Bangladesh, and the last one is Suaval UK. That is in fashion now with the Brexit. We have moved there. I don't know what's going to happen, but we are there. And these are our services, no? Supporting clients on projects around the globe, strategy alliances with supplier and local partners, local service suite to meet the needs of international clients, and production siting, as we talk, Spain, South Africa, Morocco, and Chile. And who we work for. Of course, we are trying to give our best and offer high quality, and we work for these different companies in different areas. No? Of course, some of you being here in this case, I think that I'm sure that you are here. In this case, Glencore Corporation, you are there. We work with most important companies, Spanish companies, and also directly with foreign engineers. Okay, that is our brief presentation that I hope that helps you to know about our challenge. I'm going to read the title of our challenge, that is mainly, as others colleagues have shown here, no? We are talking about data, no? What is that is in fashion now, the data, how to work with that data, how to manage that data, and so on. And we have to, it's the improvement of capture, presentation and analysis system for productivity performance at industrial facilities. The application should be based on automation of process technologies, whose final objective could be to speed up the decision making. I think that someone here talk about the decision making and talk about the importance of the data. The summary is we are going to try to explain better than with this brief definition. No? I want you to imagine that you are a site manager of Suaval and you are working in a project. Some of you have selected Jamaica. We are talking about work, okay? If you select Jamaica, probably you are working in a biomass plant. If you select South Africa, you are working in a thermosolar plant. And you have an important meeting today with your client. And also you have to organize or get organized your teams. Imagine that you have more than 100 people working for you, and you have to put them in the different places of the plant. No? You have to know. You have to move them to a pipe to know the progress. You have to move to a different area. You even have to know if you are on time or not, if you have delayed in some area or you are forward the client requirements. And you need all that data on real time, and also you not only have this meeting with your client, that is an important client, but you have also a meeting with your boss, and you need to know what are going to be your next movement to try to accomplish with the results, with what your client needs. So. What we are doing now, okay? We are using a lot of time, we are wasting a lot of time, a lot of resources trying to obtain that data. We need to know the progress of that insulation area. If you are insulating a pipe or an area, we need to know where we are and if we are on time or not, if you are delayed or you have to move some people to another area. Okay, and we are talking about 25 countries, and we are talking about a lot of people working for us. not only direct people, we are talking about subcontractors too. Okay, so we need to know, and we have to know that information in a platform, in some place where we could manage that data or those data to do the decision making. No? So these are the objectives, no? To create that system, to transfer that data to a friendly environment, and also carry out comparison between the real progress to the expected progress, sorry, and analyze the deviation of the completion. What is our challenge, no? And what is the challenge of many of these the companies, that we dedicate more time to get that data, to enter that data in the system, that to analyze that data. And this is an important problem, that we are not only wasting time, wasting money, and also dedicating resources that could be interesting for other things, no? That would apport value to the company. Of course, we have different input data, and we could use PNIDs, that is some information that our clients give us to prepare the project. That information will be checked in IDEPA's page, or if you want more information, I will send you some of these systems, of these graphics. And one of the challenge too is that not always have the same information in the same way. We could use that PNIDs, we could use, as we say right now, the isometric, we could have the 3D models, but that information is not always the same. Okay, we could receive of different engineers with different structure. So these are the most important for us in this case, that is the isometrics. Now we have to list all that isometrics that include all this pipe. Each isometric will include 1, 2, or 3 pipes, and there are pipes that we have to insulate. And also we are talking about that we have different steps during the insulation. First of all, we have to insulate with mineral wool or with different insulation materials, and then we have to create the cladding, that is the metallic material that we have to cover that insulation. Okay, and could be of different materials. We are talking about aluminium, stainless steel, carbon steel, would be different. And the third one that could be the 3D model. No? In this case, it's a thermosolar plant, and you could see that there are a lot of pipes. Imagine that in a solar plant, we could have more than 1,000 pipes, different pipes of different size. There are 3-inch and insulated 200 thickness, 24-inch and insulated with 400 thickness. Is different. Each pipe is absolutely different. That is other challenge between the challenge. No? And also, you have a problem that we are working in open spaces, of course, but also in confined spaces and under closed spaces. So if you are thinking about drones, that could be not a good solution at this moment. Not only because we are working inside places, but also because we are talking about important and strategic facilities. So we are not going to have the opportunity to, or the permission of our clients or the main client. So we have to think about it. Okay, it's not easy. And at the end, what we wanted is something like that. Of course, is something that gives us an image of the real situation with the deviation in between real and estimated, And also, we need to know if we are on time. Okay, so we need to know if our client has released some pipe. When we talk about release, is when, imagine, once the metal constructors have erected that building, that pipe, you have to test that pipe with pneumatic or pneumatic mainly, and with water in other cases, hydraulic methods. So once they passed that test, you have released the pipe to insulate. So we need to know if we are ready to insulate that pipes and the time between that pipes have been released and we are going to begin working with them. I think that there are a lot of change inside this challenge, and there are a lot of things to talk about. I think it's not easy, and we have now this information, but with a lot of work, as I told you, spending a lot of time, spending a lot of resources. And I think that we try to automatize that process. That will be really important to us. No? And we could use your own platform, or we could analyze with a platform that we are working with. In this case, we use ClickSense, and we are using Power BI. I don't know if I'm being so quick trying to explain that. There are a lot of things. Of course, when you talk about what you are doing, it's absolutely different, no? Because we are talking about an area that is absolutely different to your company, these startups, and sometimes it's complicated put in our boots, no? And I know it. So if you have any question, I'll be here to try to answer it. Yes?
Just to be sure, from a security point of view, the higher standard will be the nuclear.
Yes.
I can imagine.
Yeah, nuclear plants is our highest security system, and also we are talking that we are working in different areas. Imagine in Morocco or in the US, you have a high standard of security too, and it's really complicated to have the permission that allow us to fly drones or to use that type of technologies. So you need a lot of permission and talk with a lot of people to try to do it.
And regarding the data itself, do you think it's more on the facilities, on the premises, that the people has to introduce data from an input point of view, rather than the analysis and the structure, how you structure the information? People will be involved in
people are involved in this type of things, but in a manual way. Okay, you have a sheet of paper, and you write the progress of the pipe. In this case, the insulation part of the cladding part, and you have to enter all those data in a Excel spreadsheet. So it's not useful. There is
no bias in how they interpret the advance of the
No, who have to interpret it are mainly the site manager or people in charge of that. The information could be, you could try to use a type of sensor, or I don't know what you need, but something that you have to move. You have to think that we are working at the same time in more than 100 pipes. So imagine you need an important amount of sensor that is complicated, have to move, and also you have to think if you could let that sensor there, no, because some of that pipes are going to reach near 150 centigrade degrees, so that could affect the process.